All right, so let's jump into the meat of this thing. The National Monument to the Forefathers, standing tall in Plymouth, Massachusetts. This is no small structure, Amika. I mean, it's like a visual sermon on what the Pilgrims stood for. 5 virtues carved right into it: faith, morality, education, law, and liberty. Let's start with faith. This isn't just some spiritual garnish, it's the monument's centerpiece for a reason.
Indeed, Duke. Faith holds the highest ground, quite literally, as the central figure. It's symbolic, you know. Her hand points to heaven, a reminder that our forefathers believed their journey was divinely guided. And her Bible? It anchors everything. To them, faith was the bedrock upon which society could be built. Without it, well, like we say in Igbo land, a house without a foundation crumbles under the lightest rain.
Got it. Like mission orders coming from up top. Keeps you grounded, focused on the objective. But let's pivot to the boots-on-the-ground virtues, like liberty. That figure down there? Tyranny overthrown. Man, I feel that deep in my bones. Liberty wasn't just airy talk for the Pilgrims. They broke free from oppression, staking everything on a new life where they could live by their own values. Tyranny overthrown? That's a mic drop moment.
You are right, Duke. But there's more to liberty than just overthrowing tyranny. Notice the balance. She's flanked by peace. It says liberty is not only about casting off oppression, but also about what comes after, maintaining harmony. It's like a soldier fighting not to perpetuate war, but to secure peace. A delicate dance.
Yeah, it's like that after-action report. Accountability for what you've won. Now, education gets its own corner, too. Youth and wisdom are the highlights there. Youth? That's the raw energy and drive. Wisdom? That's like your experienced NCO guiding the way. Together, it's about preparing the next generation to step up when the call comes. Mission readiness, plain and simple.
Exactly. Education binds past, present, and future. It's not just about filling minds with facts. It's the process of passing down knowledge, values, and truth. The Pilgrims understood that, which is why education complements the other virtues so seamlessly. I think of it like a compass. It shows you the way forward while keeping the lessons of the past in view.
All right, and then we've got law. Justice on one side, mercy on the other. This combo, it's fundamental. Justice gives structure, mercy gives humanity. A system that leans too heavily on either is destined to crash. In modern terms, it's the rule of law applied with a steady hand.
True, Duke. Justice and mercy together are a mirror of human governance striving for divine ideals, balancing fairness with compassion. This duality is timeless. From adjudicating disputes among the Pilgrims to contemporary debates about accountability, the figures teach us that law is best executed when guided by both strength and grace.
Absolutely. All these virtues? They're a battle plan for building a society, a guide for weathering storms, making sense of chaos. And these Pilgrims, they were laying down a framework, a doctrine, if you will.
Duke, wrapping up what we said about these virtues as a battle plan, they offer a framework for more than just surviving chaos, but for thriving in it. And they're not just historical ideas set in stone. They're alive, still guiding us today. Take faith, for example. It's not about enforcing uniform beliefs, but about fostering an anchor, one that respects different paths while emphasizing shared ethical principles. That kind of moral grounding seems as critical now as it ever was.
Yeah, you're spot on, Amika. Faith isn't about one-size-fits-all answers. It's about giving people a center, something to hold on to, especially when everything else feels like it's spinning out of control. It's like steady coordinates during a chaotic mission, you know? Keeps us pointed north without forcing us into the same formation.
I like that analogy, pointing north. And liberty? Oh, that's the other side of the coin. It's about ensuring freedom, yes, but also ensuring that freedom doesn't devolve into chaos. That's why liberty is balanced by law on this monument. Liberty without law leads to anarchy, just as law without liberty crushes the soul.
You could say it's like the buddy system in the field. You can't go charging into the fight alone. Liberty and law, side by side, covering each other's gaps, keeping the whole thing, society, moving forward. And man, this country needs more of that these days, don't it?
It certainly does. And those lessons of balance, they extend to every aspect of life. Take accountability, for instance. If liberty teaches us to make our own choices, then faith and education remind us to act responsibly. The Pilgrims, they didn't just demand freedom, they also embraced the responsibilities that come with it. A lesson we would do well to remember, my brother.
Oh, no doubt. Responsibility's part of the package deal. Like, you can't deploy without checking your gear, right? Speaking of accountability, think about education, too. We're always passing the torch, training the next generation to take the reins. To me, that's where this whole national unity piece comes in. You raise people to fight for the whole team, not just their little corner of the map.
And when everyone fights for the team, we see cooperation, not division. The principles inscribed on this monument, they reflect what made the American experiment work despite its imperfections. It was never about uniformity. It was about embracing diversity under shared values of mutual respect, patience, and progress. It reminds me of the Igbo proverb, "He who brings cola brings life." Every contribution, when rooted in those principles, sustains the collective good.
Well put. It's about staying mission-ready as a whole unit, not just focused on your individual gear. And honestly, those Pilgrims, they left us a playbook. It's carved in granite, literally. Gotta wonder if we're living up to it, though.
That is the question, Duke. But as long as we strive towards these virtues, faith, liberty, education, law, morality, together there's hope. And like the Pilgrims, each step forward is worth the effort. Even if the path is uncertain, it's the journey that builds character and legacy.
Well said, Emeka. And that's a wrap for today. Listeners, we hope you dig into these ideas as much as we did. Until next time, keep your bearings and watch your six out there.
Yes, stay true to the values that anchor you. On that note, take care, my friends, and we'll see you next time.